Alrighty, so he is done. Pretty much done. Yeah, I can't think of anything else I'm really gonna do to him. Let me show you the whole process, and I'll be right back. Hello, look what I got on eBay. A box. It's an expensive box, but it's perfectly cute. It's gonna be my new dice. I'm gonna roll dice with it. No, I got this thinking, what would be good for a general of an all-cat army would have to be a lion. So I bought this for about 40-something bucks. It's the Manticore. It was supposed to have Dieter Hellschnicht on it, I guess. So anyway, I got this for like 40 bucks. But now that I see it, I don't know that it's that great of a general. I might try to, I don't know, we'll see. I gotta strip the paint off. Then I'll take the legs off. Then the tail's gotta go. I don't really like the face too much. So I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do. There. Yeah, let's get to work on it. Yeah, but once I strip the paint off, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I also, I don't know, this face, it's not that great. But then I thought, well, I have all this. Maybe I'd use this as like a great 3D model for a sculpt. Can I even just break this apart with my hands? Yeah, they didn't pin it together, so it's pretty easy to break apart. Or I'm just very strong. Either way. Are these metal wings? Wow, they used to make plastic wings. I think maybe if I cut this, I can maybe make him rear up a little bit. I don't know. I know that head comes off too, but I'm not gonna. Anyway, what if I sculpt it from scratch? So I got a bit of aluminum foil, and then I thought, what if I gave it 6 legs instead of 4? 4, right? That's what I have, 4? I'll have to do 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, and then 2 reaching out, and then I can do his head, and I can still do wings, and I can still do a regular tail. So that's what I'm doing. And now on to the milliput, and yeah, we'll see what happens. And if that doesn't work, I have plan B. Just strip the paint and see what happens. All right. And I'll figure out I'm going to document this whole process. That way you can see me go from step 1 to step 2, step 3. Although it'll probably be step 1 to step 2 to step 3, back to step 2 because I changed my mind. Then I'm going to skip step 3, go right to step 4, step 5, then change my mind and say, you know what, I was right the first time. Go back to step 2. And then I'll probably go back and just strip the paint and then give up everything or buy another one. Look, I'm not the most decisive person in the world. So anyway, yeah, onto the milliput, and then I'll show you where that is. So here it is. So far, there's basically the 2 legs and then the first part. I can still just do 2 legs, but I don't know. You know, I could just make it rearing up like that, and I could make it and just put the head here. I really could do that. If I'm gonna keep going, or I could keep going with the 6-leg thing. I don't know. I mean, do I need to do the 6-leg thing? I don't know. Yeah, because I'm also gonna add wings to it. So what I'll probably do is do 6 legs and be so upset with myself for doing it, and then I'll throw it against a wall and cry all night. That's my plan right now. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I think I'm gonna keep going. I go. You know, it'll be different. A 6-legged lion, I guess. Is that a? I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, there it is so far. I think that butt might be a little too big. I might have to do something. But maybe when I add everything, it'll. I don't know. I mean, you know, some people like big butts. Maybe that's enough. I don't know. We'll see. I might have to shape it down a little bit. But, yeah, so the next step, I guess, would be to add the next 2 set of legs, and I don't know. I'm still thinking about it. I don't know. What do I do? What do I do? All right, well, we'll find out. All right, 2 more legs in the books. And I kind of fixed that giant ass problem that I had a little bit. Obviously, it's not detailed out. That's going to be the green stuff. I don't know. Part of me still thinking you know what? Just put a head on it. You could be done. A head and some wings. You got a Manticore. It'd be pretty solid. I don't know. But I also feel like, you know what? I could always just do it again, I guess, right? I kind of want to. I don't know. Also, I wonder if this pose is even action-packed enough. So even if I have this, you know, this paw reaching up. So I did 2 more paws, give it a little more torso. The head will be up here. I'm trying to picture it. I don't know. And then the wings will be like right here. I don't know. 6-legged lion? I don't know. We'll see. Well, I'm gonna do it. Anyway, if I don't like it, I will start over. Alright, so here it is with 6 legs. And I'm glad I went through and put the extra 2 legs on it so I can see that I hate it. No, I kind of like it. I like it. Don't I? Don't I like it? I guess. I don't hate it. The one thing I need to work on now, I'm looking at it, obviously the center of gravity is going to be a little weird. If I have it roared back like this, I have to worry about the center of gravity, and they're going to be the wings too. So at some point I have to put little things here. I think I'm going to make them sort of bat-like versus bird-like. One, it'll be 1,000 times easier to sculpt, but also it's a mammal. Why would a mammal have bird wings? I don't know. So that's where I'm at. So I think I need to, maybe I've been holding it together with clothespins, which, yes, if you're under the age of 30, you probably have never heard of a clothespin. So yeah, I own them. I know, I'm literally turning into one of the cat lady ogres that I'm sculpting. It's very bizarre, only I have worse teeth and bigger belly. And, well, not stronger, but anyway. So this is what it looks like with 6 legs. The next step, I might hold off on the face. I might put a rough thing in there just so I know where it is. Now I need to thicken up these arms a little bit. Again, I need to work on the center of gravity on a base, so I'll probably try and drill it into a base so I can make the toes flush. And that way I can pin them down to the base like that. That's the plan for right now. That's the next step. And I'm going to put little holes in where I think the wings should go, which should probably be about there. And I'm going to use these guys. I'm going to heat them a little bit so they have a little bend to them. And then I'm going to put more little spokes coming out, like dirt, 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 something like that. Yeah, and then I think I'm going to use the plaster that I got from the old scenery kit to do like the texture in that. I don't think I'm gonna I could try that thin plastic and just heat it up, but I don't think I'm gonna do that. All right, so that's the next step, and yeah, hopefully I'll have time to do that tonight or tomorrow, and we'll see where we go from there. All right, I didn't get a lot done, but I did mount him. All right, that sounded weird. All right, we'll let it go. I did put him on a mount. How's that? I am noticing a couple problems. So after what I did with the mount, first of all, I I wrapped around some wire and put 2 holes in this plastic, and then drilled holes, put them through, and then twisted them together like twist ties. Do they even make twist ties anymore? I feel like twist ties and clothespins. I sound like a 1980s housewife, I'm sure. But anyway, I did that so it's mounted. The problem, I'm finding 2 problems. The first problem is that it looks like a sculpt by a 4-year-old, well, all right, give myself some credit. How about a 5th grader? It looks like a sculpt by a 5th grader who got bored of it and then said, oh, Timmy bit off its head. But that should go away when I put green stuff on it, I think. The other problem is the center of gravity is like, the center of it's right about there. So I'm worried that it's putting too much strain on the back of the calf. I mean, it'll still stand fine, but if I'm moving it around, if I'm packing it, if putting pressure on it at all, like if I use this piece, which is the intent, I'm worried that it could cause damage back there, and that would be bad. So there are a few options. One, I could try and counterbalance it with the wings, I guess. You know, maybe, like if they come back, the further they come back, the farther they come back, the lower the center of gravity will be. I could probably do something with the tail too, either tie it down there, or maybe I'll put a piece of lead or uranium. That will do it. That's probably not a good idea. I could do what Games Workshop used to do. I put little blades of grass. You know, they used to do that with horses for the Bretonian Knights. They would put blades of grass to give it structural integrity. I guess I could prop it up this way and put it on like a rock. But that's like every single monster that they have. But the other thing I was thinking of that I'll probably do is, I was thinking it'd be funny if you were playing with like intestines, like it were a piece of string. So if I put like a corpse with like a ball of yarn or something like that, only its intestines, and then I could easily put like a little copper rod right there, and then that will definitely help out. That's where I'm leaning right now. But we'll see. Also, Milliput doesn't take 24 hours to cure. I found that out. It turns out it's only like 5 or 6. Not even. So yeah, so the next step will be do details. I'm going to do quite a bit of details. I'm not going to do the whole thing at once. I'm going to try and do like piecemeal. So like I'll do this area, then maybe this area, then like this and this. Although I'm not sure. Should I give them genitals? That's always like a weird thing. Like looking at a GW sculpt to see if they have genitals. Does anyone else do that? Or am I just weird? Alright, whatever. Yeah, so I'm not going to stop and do a full video each time I do that. I'll just like burp, 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 burp. Yeah, and the head, I might do a full video for that one. What I'm doing with the head, I'm doing it I'm almost like building a skull, the top part of the skull, the lower jaw, and then I'm sculpting around it so I can give details in the inside of the mouth, because obviously you need him roaring. I mean, he has to roar, right? If you have him just like, dirt, it's not going to look too fierce. So, anyway, that's where I'm at, and I'll be back and with more detail soon, hopefully. Bye. All right, as promised, I fast forwarded and did a lot of green stuff things, but it's definitely coming together. First of all, the wings, that's just a placeholder. Obviously, the wings aren't going to be these weird javelins stuck in their back, in its back. Yeah, I just put those here as placeholders, because if I took it out, it sort of looks like, I don't know, back boobs, or maybe, like where a botfly was just removed from or something like that. It's kind of gnarly looking. So obviously I haven't detailed any of that, but that's coming up too. So I need to figure out how I'm going to do this. I'm probably going to make it almost like long arms that swoop down. I did do a lot of the detail, the musculature and green stuff, which I like the fact that you can kind of feel it when you run your finger across it. You can see it a little bit, but not as much. Have not decided what to do with the genitals yet. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll do real Slaneshi and give him one testicle. I think that would be appropriate. Getting there. That's all I can say. We're getting there. The head, let's see. The head, obviously, this is very, very rough. I did the first, who's your good boy? Who's your good boy? I did the top and lower jaw separate, so I could add detail inside, like the tongue. I wanted to make sure there's detail in there, and I don't think I could have gotten it if I sculpted the head in one big block, so I did them separate, glued them together, and then drilled it roughly about where it's going to be. So that's going to, there we go. Yeah, I hope it, now, as I start to add more detail and thickness in here, we'll see. At some point, the mane is going to be, you know, doing a lot, but I'm not sure how much. I think the mane is going to be covering up a lot of flaws. That's my assumption. But otherwise, it's coming along. Hopefully, you know, I mean, I've been working on this for a while already, but yeah, it's kind of tough because you sculpt and then you have to let it cure. So basically, there's sometimes I make green stuff, I sculpt it, and then I can only do like a little bit at a time. So I make a wad this big and just like stick it on there. I think if I had no life and no job, well, less of a life and less of a job, I would probably be able to just get a big thing. But who am I kidding? I would just sit around watching Law and Order. So that's where I'm at so far. And yeah, I'll keep you posted as always. All right, so the work continues. Starting to see a head sort of shape. Looks kind of big, but then I'm looking, considering most of this is going to be fur anyway, I think it's going to be about right. You may notice it's a different shape. I actually used green put. It's 50% green stuff, 50% milliput, and man, it is baby bear. Green stuff's too hard, milliput's too soft. This stuff is just perfect. It's just right in there. I love it. So this, like, I was able to get this just so smooth without anything else. This, I obviously didn't try to get it smooth because I'm going to be adding a lot of stuff to it. but I really love working with it. Yeah, it's just perfect. Like, green stuff is just so hard to make smooth, and you know, then you have to sand it, put on liquid. But this just like add a little water, use your finger, you just smooth it right out. It's great. So we'll see. But I'm getting there. Anyway, the head, is it next? Maybe I should just finish the rest of this. Maybe I'll just use some green stuff. I did put a little tiny, a little bit more support in the middle there, because it was with his giant melon, it was getting really front heavy. And the wings, obviously those are going to be a huge project, but we are getting there. All right. To be continued. All right, the process continues. I am learning so much about sculpting, by the way, doing this. Yeah, it's starting to look like a lion. This actually, if you look at, like, it seems like I didn't get a lot done. This is actually like 4 different steps. First, I put two little balls for the eyes. Then I put the top eyelids. Then I put the bottom eyelids. Then I added around the face. And I still have so much to go. Just little details are just that's like when they say the devil's in the details, like it's literally Satan. He's literally right there. The mane, I don't know. I don't think I want to do it all green stuff. I think I want to put like a little foil down there, just so it's not super, super heavy. And let's face it, green stuff isn't super, super cheap. So I'm probably going to do that to give some, and then put the mane on top of it. But it's starting to become a lion. And then, you know, yeah, there we go. It's a big mouth. I don't know. So anyway, it's coming along. All right, so I did not do the aluminum foil and then underneath to bulk it up. I tried to put it on there, and it just looked like a neck pillow. So I took it off. Then I thought maybe I'll do these little like spikes, and that'll help bring out the girth. That's what she said. All right, never mind. Don't do that. Yeah, but no, eventually I'm like, you know, I'll just keep plugging on green stuff. Although lately I've been obsessed with this lower jaw, and not in a good, fun TikToker way. I don't know, I feel like it's just too wide open. Like, no mouth should be that wide. So I feel like part of me wants to cut it off and move it up. Which, if I do that, I don't know. I just don't know. Also, like, if I do that, like the whole... The only other option is to redo all the eyes and make the head wider, but I don't think I want to do that either. So I don't know what to do. Or I could just do a whole new head. Well, you know, I'm at a point now, I think I have to be like what I see in my head versus what it is. And I think I have to be at a point where I'm happy with what it actually is versus what it could/should be. So that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, I'll add more fur to the mane and start going on the wings. We'll see what it looks like next time. Yeah. All right. Yeah. I see what you did. All right. Yeah. All right. Yes. All right. Here it is. A lot of liquid green stuff on there to smooth out imperfections. That's been a big thing. The only real sculpting I did, I added more to the mane. I added more to the nose. That was the only, and you can still see I still need to sand down some of that liquid green stuff. But I did add to the nose, sticking it out a little bit further, really further, helped a lot. But I still have a ways to go. It's definitely, you know, it makes the whole process of this makes me think maybe I should just sculpt in clay. It's so much more forgiving. You can do a lot with it, and then learn how to cast it. And I think that may be where I go with the next big project. Nice to meet you. Yes, thank you. Those teeth look good. Are you flossing? Yeah? Are you sure? Yeah, I didn't think so. Let's see. I might give it texture too, some fur texture with a little sponge or something. I don't know. But it's coming along. The wings, like, I like it so much, I almost thought maybe don't do the wings at all. But, you know, I think I have to. I think I'm at this point. I already have to. The first wing I tried to sculpt, I wasn't really happy with it until I tried to sculpt a second wing, and I was like, no, let's go back to that first wing. I think I tried to do too much at once, so I tried to sculpt all the muscles and stuff when I should have just gotten a baseline and then added muscles to it. So, yeah, this is the first one, and then I started to do these two, and they looked a little bit like cricket legs or something. So, the second one I just added the milliput and bent it into shape to, or green put rather, to match that same curvature. So now I can at least have them matching. Yeah, but this is what I mean with like the cricket leg. So yeah, I'm wasting a lot of time with a lot of this stuff, but at least I am building character. A character and character, both. How about that? So we'll see. I think it's probably gonna cut off about here and then sculpt it onto there. So it'll be like a, I don't know, like that kind of thing. And then this comes over. I think, yeah. So hopefully it's not going to cover up too much of the work that I've done. Otherwise, what's the point? That's the other reason why I thought about not doing the wings, because do I really want to cover up some of the hard work that I've done? Maybe I can make them smaller and cock them up further, like that. But again, it's something that I'm playing with still, and we will see how it ends up working out. Yeah, but that's where I'm at, and that's it's a process. I knew it was going to be a long process. I knew it was going to be very time-consuming and very yeah, tedious at times, but also I mean, it's a one-of-a-kind thing, so I got to be happy with it. And obviously I have a ways to go still. So that's it for this week. And by the way, another uncle passed away. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but yeah, the Bitts family is dropping like flies. But I'm Irish Catholic, so fortunately we have a ton of people in our family. So, you know, yeah, won't be the last funeral. Not the first, won't be the last. So anyway, so who knows if I'm going to get anything done this week. But that's where I'm at, and hope y'all are doing well. Like, comment, subscribe. Actually, just comment. I don't care if you like and subscribe. I just, yeah, just comment. I like the community. I want to talk to you guys. I want to see what you're working on. So, talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye. How's it going? The work continues. Purrgle has been in a bit of a slumber. The lion sleeps tonight. The Purrgle sleeps tonight. The Purrgle's been sleeping a lot. Like, at least 10 hours. At least 10 hours a day. I have been getting work done. It's just been a very tedious, slow process. It's like, you know, I feel like I got 90% there in a hurry, and then it just, well, maybe 75% there. 70%. Let's say 60% there. The first half was great. The first 40% was easy. All right, anyway, regardless. All right, where are we? So I did give it a quick gray base coat just to see, like, any flaws or, like, weird things that I may have messed up in the sculpt. I always like to do that because I tend to mess things up in the sculpt. I fixed all those flaws, went over it with green stuff, sanded stuff down, liquid green stuff, you name it. And I've been working on the wings. I think I did this the first time. This is the first set of wings, which sort of like a very bare bones, like rare. And I love the shape, but on the lion, the wing itself is just too big, and it just covers up way too much. And yeah, like a dragon, it's different. Like a dragon, because the body snakes, you can have the wing up high, and most of the body is still looking. So this would work for a dragon, I think, but we're not doing a dragon, at least not yet. I also started sculpting some feather wings, and they're okay. It wasn't what I wanted, though, and I think I felt like I was just sort of, my plan B was because I was afraid to do the plan A the right way. So then I went through looking at wings, and I remember, and I was looking at the old Great Tourist wings. That was one of my favorite models when I first started doing Warhammer. I used to love Chaos Dwarfs. So I based this loosely off of those. Yeah, and I like them. Plus, I can tilt them back away, so it doesn't really affect the profile of Purrgle. So these are what I'm going to go with, and I think I'm going to stick with it. So it's armature wire that's been twisted to give it like a double strength. Then I covered it in green putt up here. And then this I just did this morning with green stuff in the middle. Like, these are just more things there. The plastic, eventually I'm just going to build up on it with liquid green stuff, I think. I'm just going to like slather a layer across it and give it some little stretch lines or whatever, maybe some fur or something along those lines. But this is it. I gotta stick with it, no matter what. I have to, otherwise I'll never finish this thing. Hey, what's up? I'm back. I know it's been a while. Just a little update on the old Lord of Purrgle here. He's coming along. I attached the wings, as you can see. I started to blend them in. I think I need to do a little bit more. I also started to add these little, like, claw things, but they were a little too thick, so I have to redo those. I might buff up his mane a little bit, too. I started to look at it. I think I just want more hair up there. More, I want him to go through some stuff, some physical stuff, you know. I want him to reach another phase in his life where he starts to grow hair in places he didn't have before. Yeah, but otherwise, a lot more sanding, a lot more green stuff. I had a little more dimension, like here in the arm, both arms, both sides, which should probably doesn't show up now, but hopefully it'll show up during the painting. Yeah, so it's coming along. Yeah, that's all. Just slowly but surely. I didn't really do a lot, it doesn't seem like. Also, the finishing part takes forever, so in the meantime, I had this idea, like, since this is going to be so much conversion, maybe I just want to start playing, and I cheated. I'm going to put together Wood Elf Army, just because, so. Yeah, so that's it, and I will keep you updated. I have some green stuff ready to go, ready to be mixed right there, so going to work on that. And yeah, thanks again. See you soon with another update. Bye. The Purrgle man, here he is. I gave him a little base coat. There's still some rough parts here where I needed to, like, just sort of smooth out little, like, tiny little things here. Yeah, but for the most part, it's good, and I think it's ready to start painting. So I base coated it. I'm gonna start painting it, and that'll be the next step. So, and then after that, we'll base him and go from there. Things are coming along. Finally, it looks like I can see the finish line, sort of. So, yeah. Although somehow I didn't paint this side very well. So, anyway, I don't know. All right. To be continued. All right, so here is, let's see, what have I done since the last video? I started painting him, obviously, and I also accidentally pushed him off a table, which, yeah, that, I did not, yeah, not a happy night. I accidentally pushed him off a table, and I thought he was fine. I'm like, oh my, look at that, it's solid, but he actually broke his arm. It was a double fracture, both bones, so it broke right here, and the armature wire was, like, sticking out just a little bit, and the wires obviously, like, bent and stuff, so it was almost impossible to put back flush. So I decided I could either, like, trim it off and make it flush again, or just fill it with green stuff, and I chose the latter because, yeah, I think it just was easier and would still be solid. Plus, honestly, I think looking at this arm and this arm, I feel like this arm may have been a little too short to begin with. So that's what I did. Hopefully I'll be done soon. But yeah, it's been a long project and I'm happy with it, but I've also learned a lot of things. Like, I think next time I do something of this scale, I don't think I can just do it all in green stuff in Milliput. I think I'll have to use other mediums. So, but we'll see. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Yeah, and I'll post another update video soon. Thanks. That was the whole process, beginning to end. Yeah, I started a few months ago for sure. The only thing, like, let me see, I'll go through everything I did. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. The wings, I wanted to look like bat wings, so that's what I did with those, with the coloring. The base, I went just down and dirty. Nothing too special. One bone and one skull. That's what I call a restraint. Let me see, and then the only other thing I was thinking of, I was gonna add some of those water effects to make it look like drool coming out of his mouth, but I kind of don't know that it would read as drool, so I decided not to do that. I still could. I could also set up something, not really a diorama per se, but I could add, you know, make like a little longer base to set him in. But for the most part, I think it's done. I can't think of anything else really you know, I'm very happy with it. A couple things I think I learned along the way. One, I don't know that green stuff is the right material for this. I think I should have, in hindsight, I think maybe I should have gone with just sculpting clay. The problem with sculpting clay is that it's just really brittle, so when you, I mean, you know, it just breaks versus this kind of bounces and thuds. Yeah, like I dropped it once and like it did, part of it just like broke. But that wasn't even the part with the green stuff, that was more with the milliput. Yeah, and even that, it was just like one clean break after, you know, a 2-foot fall. So, whereas I think sculpting clay, I think it probably would have broken in multiple pieces. I'm not really sure. The next project I am going to use sculpting clay just to see. But I mean, like, I also think, let's see, I probably should have, well, I don't know that I should have, but I think it would have been easier on me if I did, things separate, you know, like maybe I do one leg separate, you know, in my hand, so I could do all sides and then put it on, one, you know, etc. So, because as it is, like when I put it together as it was, it just made sculpting and doing things to the bottom very, very difficult. Yeah, so that's really the only thing. So I think like when I do my next big project, A, I'll start in sculpting clay, and B, I will do it in like yeah, little pieces like that. Let's see, the base, technically the base is too long. It should end right about there or so, right where that skull is. I could be a nudge about it and just be like, hey, the base actually starts back there, but honestly, you know, it's fine. The only reason for that, I really want it to be slightly more balanced than it was, and that just gives me enough balance. As before, when I had it ending right there, it was still a little bit too top heavy. I was also thinking I could just tape a washer to the bottom, but in the end, I was like, you know what, this is the easiest fix. So, yeah. As for the rest of my Purrgle army, I have my soul grinder almost. I have pieces coming that I think will be perfect for my soul grinder. My plague drones, I had an idea that I started working on last night, and I have a couple pieces for that ready. So, then I need to finish, let's see, the D-meow nets, well, plague bears, whatever they're going to be. The plague bears, they're going to be plague bears. I still need to finish the standard and musician, and I'm still, honestly, I have no idea what a musician, all I can think of is maybe, I don't know, a chalkboard and the cat scratching it as an instrument. I think that would be kind of funny. I don't know if that would read that way, but that's what I'm thinking. So, anyway, that was it. I hope you liked it, and I'll keep you posted for everything else. When I have the whole army done, I'll set it all up and show you, and I'm pretty happy with it. So, thanks again. Bye.